Good evening, or should I say, to those of us not on the East Coast, good afternoon, and welcome to a incongruously still daylight beginning of Blood from a Stone, Chapter 31, which is 13 backwards. Coincidence? Yes. Hi everyone, my name is Philip, and I am our Dread Master for this game. Surrounding me are our wonderful players. Say hello, players.
Hello, wonderful
players.
I didn't say hello, wonderful players. I said say hello, players. So you didn't follow directions there.
Wonderful. Who screwed up?
We are wonderful.
You are wonderful, but I said here are the wonderful players. Say hello. You know what? Guys, it doesn't matter. Welcome.
Orders follow orders.
There you go. Welcome, everyone, to our, in case you were unaware, today is New Year's Eve, so that's why we're playing a little early. Which, you know, I mean, on the other hand, I'm then just not leaving my apartment, so really, what's the difference?
Hey,
but,
Neither are we.
Yeah.
We could have done a midnight game.
Could have done a midnight game at the thing. But no, I think not, perhaps not for all. But we want to say thank you to everyone for joining us here. I also want to give a shout out to some wonderful people who subbed to our channel sort of since our last game, including Wookiees89 subbed. And then, as continues to happen, we had multiple anonymous gifters of these subs. So thank you to whoever is doing that. I really do appreciate that. We have a lot of people doing that. It's very kind. If you like what we do here, yeah, please sub to us. You can get a free sub if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and all of that good stuff, or just follow us. Or if there's another channel and you haven't used your free one from Amazon Prime, sub to that. Use that for somebody. It's cool. You do have to re-up that though, which is a weird function of the way it all works. I don't really know why.
Philip, I think I realized why they give you a free sub with your Amazon Prime subscription.
Is this going to be a joke about subs and doms?
Jeffrey Bezos is a dom.
There we go.
Okay.
I did see a thing going around on I literally don't have any to give the example. I saw a thing on Twitter which is people being like, are you a top or a bottom? And it's the two kinds of D4s. Like the kind I like, which I guess is a top, which is where
the numbers are at the top.
Where the numbers are at the top, and then if you're a bottom, you like the numbers at the bottom, which I don't. Anyway, jokes, everyone.
Jokes. I feel like Bezos would actually secretly be a sub.
Yeah.
He's a brat.
I think rich weirdos always are.
Oh God.
Anyway, Amazon owns this service, so yeah, there we go. Cool.
Welcome to our channel.
More of this at Long Lost Lore.
Anyways, we have a very fun game today. Last week was a rather festive and momentous game. I don't really think many of the other players are even completely aware of it. Some of them, I think, may have seen some of it to whatever degree. The characters know nothing. That was our very own Judge McGregor, played by Dan. Had a Yule Carol. And Dan and the judge took a choice that was exactly the one I expected them to when I presented it, which is which just shows you something bad about me. We'll get to that eventually, but to give you a brief recap of where things are currently in this game, a group of investigators have left the city of Merc on behalf of the Order of the Opal Octopus, to look for a missing woman named Darla Quicklime up in the area of Thatchford-cum-Laugrave, where she was searching for a flower called the Dark Lords and Ladies. Though they went there, a series of strange events and kind of odd behaviors and disturbing occurrences led them to, at different times, make their way to a manor house a few miles from the village of Thatchford called Bitter End, where a young man named Ulysses Cravengate is currently the sort of young master of the house while his parents are away. He invited the group to stay there, for he has one of these flowers in his possession, pressed and preserved, since this is a flower that is thought to have died out long ago. One of the employees here is Mr. Dowell, a footman who, upon realizing that this group was maybe looking for some information that was hidden in a section of the house that's been locked away for a while, helped them make their way into this area. He, however, was quickly overcome with fear about things he was seeing there, including the death of a member who came there, a man named John Hull, a local laborer who didn't really even want to arrive. Mr. Dowell ran away. The remaining individuals, Sarah Quill, Siobhan Walsh, Conrad Bourgeois, and Judge McGregor, continued on and found a library where they began reading some books, one of which was locked in a cage, which is never an implication of anything. Upon reading these books and also discovering a little red-haired doll, and taking these books and that doll, our group heard Master Cravengate banging on a door that they did not use to access this wing. They had come up a secret servant's entrance. But hearing him banging, they decided to try to sneak away. They snuck out this entrance, and they all rolled some interesting things on their attempts to hide belongings and move stealthily. Judge McGregor sort of paused at the top of the stairs, and that is where we left them. And we're going to resume this tale right after I read this week's invocation. Let's see if Lauren knows this one. This is in honor of Judge McGregor. Thank heaven, the crisis, the danger is past, and the lingering illness is over at last, and the fever called living is conquered at last. I need Dan and Jeremy to roll a D100 each. Oh, wait. Excellent point. Everyone who was here 2 weeks ago and has not yet rolled to improve abilities, we should do that now before we get into the game. That being said, one of the roughest things about what happened last week to Dan is how many abilities he was gonna get to roll on until he now doesn't get to roll on any. Who would like to?
6.
Yes, he would have had 6. Who would like to go first? Conrad, why don't you go first? Tell us what you're rolling on and what you need.
I'm rolling for science engineering and spot hidden.
Okay.
And for science engineering, I have a 90 right now. So
Ooh, you
that'll
gotta
be
roll
hard.
91 or higher. That is tough.
And I did not get that one.
All right. What's your spot hidden?
Spot hidden, I have a 73.
All righty.
Oh, and I got a 66, so no go.
Sadly, no improvements this week. Sarah Quill, why don't you go next?
I didn't succeed on anything.
You didn't click anything?
No. Well, I don't think I had any successes. I might have.
You're
but I
the
forgot.
success.
I think you would have, and you're always a success in one way or another, but I guess that the dice are not going to do that. Siobhan, do you have any things to improve?
Yeah, one of them is swimming.
Swimming. All right, well, you got to roll really high on swimming.
Yeah. Hold on.
Swimmingly
Okay.
well.
My
Swimming
computer feels like
well.
it's freezing somewhat. Okay. It's like overheating. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
Oh, no, that is no good
Okay.
at all.
We'll go backwards. We'll do swim first.
Perfect. All right.
I have to roll a 100.
Well, even higher, actually 96 or up will help you with swimming.
Oh, okay. And we rolled a 20. So
All right.
nothing there.
So uncheck swimming, and then whatever your next one is.
The only other one I have is spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Give it a try.
And I rolled a 77.
Ooh. Well, what's your spot hidden?
Nice.
32.
Oh, then yeah, do it. So roll a d10, and you get to add that to your spot hidden. And yes, for so basically, this is a thing we decided we want to try to do on stream when we can. In this game, you never level up, but you are able to potentially increase some of your skills the more you succeed at them, which kind of makes sense. Jeremy, did Mr. Dowell have any checks from last time? We may have improved after that game with you, so.
He did. He had a check for listen, spot hidden, and stealth.
Wonderful. What a good 3 things to try. So, in that case, if you would, what is your listen score?
It is 90.
90. Okay, so go ahead and roll a D100. This is the only time you guys want to roll high. You have to roll 91 or higher to improve that.
See, Lady Luck is on my side tonight. 93!
Then you can roll a d10. Wow.
A 9.
Well, you just got really good at listening then.
Wait, what does that mean? I don't
You
know
add
what
9
means.
to it.
Oh, great. That's a good thing. All right.
So go ahead and roll. That's yeah, way to go.
We're all traumatized by this system.
And then uncheck listen.
All right, and then I have spot hidden and
Go to
stealth
spot,
roll-
roll on
50.
spot hidden. Oh, both are 50s. Okay, so yeah.
77 for spot hidden.
Okay, you get to improve that as well. Roll another d10. Nobody likes
Seven?
the new guy. 7. All right, you're a 57 spot hidden now. Uncheck the box and then give it up for stealth.
All right.
And
stealth.
then keep rolling like this later in the game because it will be bad.
No, this is all my good rolls for the whole night. So.
Yeah.
An 88.
Then you
Dang.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, do it.
All right. A 2.
2. Great.
So I'm 52.
And then lastly, I should make a checkbox so we can remember this. Does anyone know of Sarah Quill, Siobhan, and Conrad? Did any of you? Oh no, we do luck. We always do luck right afterwards. I remember we did luck right after. So cool. All right. Well, very good. So everyone, with all of that in mind, I do need Mr. Dowell and a redacted name to both please roll a D100.
37.
Damn it! I just wanted you to get a 13. I wanted it. So bad.
Do you know
A
what
60.
I want?
A 60. Wonderful. With a 37, that means that though he got a lot of spotlight time last time, we are actually going to be beginning with Dan tonight. So Dan, your character. It is a cloudy afternoon, and you are walking up to the front door of Bitter End, a manor house here in the sort of northern area of Merkshire, or kind of mid-northern area of Merkshire. You are coming here for a reason. Your reasons are your own. You can disclose them or not as time goes on, but would you give us maybe a description of this gentleman as you walk up?
Yeah, so S.A. Rawlings, he's slightly taller than average. He would be, though he's not of a slim build, he looks oddly gaunt in his face. He's wearing a suit that was probably once very nice and lovely, but clearly has been, at this point, well on its way to being worn to bits. He carries a satchel to the side and slung over his shoulder, and he has a couple, 2 or 3, I don't know if flask is quite the right word, but containers around his belt.
Bottles of sorts.
Yes.
Wonderful. Which kind of, perhaps, are they sort of glugging as he walks, kind of, over these country roads?
No, if one were to peer inside the, look in the bottles, you'd hold one of the bottles, you'd find that the liquid in there is almost, for lack of a better term, sludgier than normal. But still, it's still quite a liquid. I can assure you that much.
Understood. Love it. So as Mr. Rawlings walks up to the front door of Bitter End, preparing whatever his sort of plan will be, as he approaches, the door opens, kind of creaking, swings open, and a footman kind of sort of stands in the doorway, nodding to you.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Quite well. Very chuffed to find that I've made it here after a long day's travel.
I'm happy to hear so. Are you Mr. Rawlings?
I am. Quite. Was I expected? I was expected. Yes, I was expected. Yes.
I was under the impression you might be coming, so I've let people know it is on the books that you might be arriving. There are other members, that is, of the Order of the Opal Octopus here.
Oh, quite fantastic. Kind of like does his tie and like gets his jacket a little more frumped up or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Quite right. I'd love to speak with them as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. I believe they're in the kitchen, sir.
Fantastic. If you don't mind, could we could you direct me there?
Yes, sir. Back this way, sir. He sort of points in the direction you want to go.
Yes. Delightful. Thank you so much.
No, Mr. Rawlings. Thank you.
I'll just head back.
So, as you begin walking back to the kitchens, we now are going to go to Mr. Dowell. So, Jeremy, your character has been, when last we left you, you were a bit overtaken with sort of what you witnessed up there. You have been desperate to find out about that place, but once you got up there and once you saw those books, everyone, you sort of, it became overwhelming and you had to leave for a while. I'm going to say that you actually, you just heard the front door open. As you stepped out, you see a gentleman in kind of a suit carrying a satchel. He's kind of going back to the kitchens. But before you can investigate that... interestingly, Mr. Dowell, as you sort of step out to this area, you notice that the front door is just standing fully open. In addition, you hear footsteps pounding coming down the stairs as Master Cravengate, who looks extremely sort of like wild-eyed and kind of crazed. He hasn't shaved. He's walking down the steps. And Combs, the aged butler, is up behind him.
And do either of them see me? Where am I at this moment?
At this moment, you were stepping out of one of the other rooms where you'd been collecting yourself, and upon seeing you, or wait, are you? If you want to be stealthy, you could roll a stealth check instead.
Well, do I know who opened the door? Are they going towards the door to close it?
You do not know who opened the door. They do not appear to be going towards the door. They also in the foyer are just coming down the main stair. This was up, and it was kind of like up in some of those rooms, and it's basically where people had been like where you'd been up there with all of his guests recently. But he's kind of coming down from there looking very agitated.
Right. Well, I'll just present myself to Master Cravengate, of course.
Dowell,
Master!
where have you...
Yes, of course.
Dowell, have you seen our guests? Dowell.
Not recently, sir, no.
The woman. Siobhan, where is she?
Siobhan, I honestly couldn't say, sir. I lost track of them a while ago. I was feeling quite faint, so I retired to another room for a moment.
What?
It's
Dowell.
Nothing to be worried about.
Has anyone been up to the northwest wing?
The northwest wing, sir? Isn't that closed off?
Yes, but I can't find any of them. Did others arrive? Was it just her? The girl's been diving in the pool. Did other people arrive today, this morning?
Yes, a few, sir. I'm not sure about how many arrived. I believe there was another woman, questionable woman.
I believe I remember the people. They were here. Combs said they were here. Wasn't sure. I need to understand where they. As all of these sort of words are exchanged. Actually, Siobhan is not back yet. So he'll sort of kind of look at you, Dowell, and say, "Do you think they were trying to get up there? With what you sort of, however you've spoken with them, in whatever short time you've been with them. I would imagine that the woman Siobhan, I would imagine she was trying to get up there, but the others, do you think that was their goal? The judge and the cowboy, the other girl?"
Well, I mean, I can't account for the judgment, but I can't imagine anywhere else they could have been. I don't know what they'd be doing right now.
How the devil did they get in there? My key is missing. You know that. I've said this many times. Well, all right then. Meanwhile. Oh, perfect. Sort of as you have this brief discussion with him. I'm going to need
Oh no.
Sarah and Conrad. The two of you, while creeping down the stairs, making more noise than anyone could make. And Siobhan is there as well for this. As the three of you kind of try to go down the stairs with all of this stuff, you hear a massive gasp at the top of the stairs above you, kind of up where the door just closed. And you watch as Judge McGregor clasps his chest and falls down basically upon you. I need all three of you to please make a dexterity roll. Actually, no, it can be a dodge roll, come to think of it.
Okay. Nope, I fail. 76.
Okay. Fail. Siobhan, dodge.
Oof, no, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fail whatever I get because I just rolled a 74.
Alrighty.
Sheet is still taking a minute to load because my computer is still being a bit of a brat.
Very, very sorry to hear that. In any event, the judge falls down and basically knocks all of you down, creating
Like
an
bowling pin.
absolute cacophony. You each do take, I'm not going to say you actually take any damage from this fall. However, the books that you hid on your person go scattering along the sort of servants' hallway here, adjacent into the kitchen.
What about the doll that I have hidden?
Ooh, great question, actually. I'm going to roll on that. Something unrelated to what you... The doll, you don't see the doll. You're not sure where the doll is, but you don't see it go flying. And the judge, as you all kind of like half pick yourselves up looking there, the judge says 2 words. Dan, if you remember those words, you can repeat them now if you'd like. Otherwise, I can say them.
It was the doll.
And then, with one last groan, you see the light expire from the judge's eyes as he's gripping his heart. As he...
I rush up to the judge and I put my hand under his head.
Okay.
And I say, Judge, stay with us. Judge, just come back, Judge. Very dramatic.
Make a medicine check.
Not going to be possible.
You know what? Then do first aid. Have it be first aid instead.
First aid.
Do I have anything good with first?
Nope. Fail.
You have no idea what killed him, but you know that he is now dead as you hold him there.
Sorry, do we take any damage from the dodge?
You did not take damage, but
Okay.
I will actually need Sarah Quill and Conrad to please make sanity rolls.
Oh, god damn it.
This is not the hugest of sanity roll. It's just kind of a, you are seeing a person just died.
I don't have to make a sanity roll?
You don't, Siobhan. You're fine.
That feels like a threat and worse.
No, it has to do with
Success.
your past.
Oh, okay, cool.
57,
What is your sanity?
44.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Sarah, my dear?
Yes?
It's just a D4. It's not like it's like a grisly thing. And I roll a
Okay.
1, so you lose 1 sanity.
I am sobbing actively.
Mhm.
And I want to collapse onto him and sob because that's what happens in novels quite a lot. But I'm also afraid because it's a dead body, so I will just stand and sob.
Understood. So you
So
kind
you're
of
not
get up.
throwing yourself on his body?
I'm not.
So basically,
I don't want to touch it.
understood. So as you're sort of crying and confused and all of this is happening, Mr. Rawlings, you, moments before this, you came sort of to the entrance to the kitchen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you stand there at the door of this kitchen. You do actually hear some footsteps coming down a hallway, but this kitchen is full of food. Like, just like vegetables in various preparations, ready to go. Looks like no one is currently in here, but looks like they are ready to kind of, cook. There's even a few pots a-bubbling on the stoves.
Okay, so, I will, gingerly, make my way, like if here's like a stove top and here's like the countertop of a kitchen, I would gingerly make my way directly directly in the middle between them, touching neither one nor the other.
Understood.
Go up and examine the kerfluffle.
So as you sort of try to walk through this area, you then hear a sort of like a gasping and a huge body falling. Now you hear people falling, and you're hearing maybe kind of a man's voice saying something. If you'd like to make a listen roll, you can do so.
I would certainly love to.
Okay.
I listen. It's not terrible. That's a fail. So 59.
You couldn't hear what was said, but as you're sort of trying to sneak through this kitchen, meanwhile, a little further away, Dowell, you and the master hear these falling bodies. Okay. Kind of like
Whatever could have that been?
way back in the kitchen, and he kind of gives you a look, and he starts sprinting back towards the kitchen.
All right, I'll follow him.
You follow him. Rawlings, as you begin moving towards that, you hear footsteps coming up behind you, and this kind of like dashing Byronic figure, unshaved, looking very kind of like wild-eyed and unkempt, kind of like comes through and almost brushes past you. I need you to roll a dodge roll, Mr. Rawlings.
Oh, good heavens. 16, god damn it, that's a hard success.
So no, that's. I mean, it's what was meant to happen, but a 16's so close. I know, it's not a 13. I know. So you manage to. This man kind of brushes past you, and Mr. Rawlings, you, in order to dodge him, and as you're almost being like knocked away, you are nearly like knocked down, like your face onto the countertop where there's all of these things, but you manage to just hold yourself there. And then you can proceed after him. A footman kind of rushes past. Not the footman who introduced you who let you in at the door. Different.
I expect a manor like this to have multiple footmen.
Exactly. And so Dowell, you see this man Rawlings, and he's kind of like, and it seems like he's also going to the source of that noise. He does not seem to be the source of it himself.
Right. Do I know who this is?
You've never seen him before.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going.
So now all three of these gentlemen kind of come around the corner where they see the judge lying still, like life out of eyes. The old man looks dead. He's being held by the cowboy. One of the girls is shrieking. The other, Siobhan, she is wearing that that burgundy dress that apparently the Lord was not happy about. And when Cravengate sees you, Siobhan, he looks like he has not slept. He looks like wild-eyed and crazy. But upon seeing you, there's a momentary gasp. What are you doing in that? What is... He sort of sees the books on the floor. What is going on here?
We don't know.
The very best friend is dead!
Yes.
Good God!
Oh my.
We
Who are you? He sort of turns to Rawlings.
I
I don't recall you. Was he the one they brought? Was he the... You said they brought another person. Was he the one they brought? He's asking you.
No, I've
Dowell.
actually never seen this man before in my life. Who are you?
No, my lord, my lords, my ladies, I have just arrived. I am my name is S.A. Rawlings. Another
More people to deal with.
I am
Thank you so much for thinking that I have a title, but I don't have a title, so I'm not technically a lady.
Rawlings, who is Rawlings? Dowell, I'd like you to actually make a spot hidden roll.
All right. I just got better at those. A 25, which is a hard success. I
Wonderful. Then in that case, Dowell, you glance over at sort of the chalkboard here in the kitchen which actually tells you, like, the guests you guys are supposed to expect and who's here for meals at various times. And you see S.A. Rawlings is actually the first name based on, with the hard success you have, based on the chalk and the way it's settled. This was probably written like a week ago, as far as you can tell. So this person is expected, you just didn't know about it, as far as you can tell. The other names were written much more sort of hastily. You're not sure whose handwriting it is that wrote this guy's name, but it is handwriting you've seen several times in the past, couple of weeks.
All right. Oh, Mr. Rawlings, I suppose we were expecting you, judging from the board.
Yes,
apologies.
sometimes I do find sometimes correspondence is a little tricky to navigate. So I'm glad that this is all settled in advance.
Right.
But this, damn it, the old man's dead. Kind of, he sort of looks at the judge for a second, but then he kind of looks at Siobhan, and he kind of says, I need you.
Well, I didn't do it.
I don't, obvious. I need you to take off that dress.
I will not strip nude in front
No,
of everyone here.
God. Woman, I don't mean to, I mean, can you please go upstairs and just put on other clothing?
I don't think clothing is what matters right now. I think the dead man at our feet is what matters.
Excuse me, I do have some training. I'd like, if you don't mind, I like to go up and I'd like to inspect the body of the judge.
Please.
But I'm not trying to I'm trying to like look for like spooky shit or like any signs of like weird stuff.
All right, I'm actually going to let you make 2 rolls on this. The first roll is simply occult.
Okay.
You're just looking for, is there any weirdness?
God damn it, that's 17.
You are, it is so bad every time.
Success.
That's a harder extreme.
Stream.
The judge seems to have died of, yes, this is spooky shit. The judge appears to have died of more psychic kinds of trauma. With the extreme success, you are definitely emboldened. I'm actually going to give you a bonus die on this. I would like for you to make a Dread Mythos roll, Mr. Rawlings.
So I get to roll 2 of the tens place, right?
You get to roll the tens place twice.
Oh, that is a 7, which is a hard success.
A hard success. The fear on his face. The sort of, just this screams to you that he has seen something of dread. You know that you're in the right place, Mr. Rawlings.
Most excellent. I mean, this is I look around everyone. What? Please tell me. What did you see? What were you doing? This. Our compatriot clearly. Whatever took his life was something. Just of absolute terror in nature.
Sobbing.
No physical malady here.
Isn't he a rather old, rather large gentleman? Couldn't he have simply died of strain on his heart? Or, obviously it is a tragedy that he died, especially in my home, and I'm sorry about it. But
Mr. Rawlings, what exactly are your credentials to make these assessments?
I'm actually I am another member of our order of the octopus. I have some medical training, and I also am quite experienced in things. Well, how shall I put it? Not quite of this world. If you look at if you observe the dilation of the pupils, the rigidity that has already set in, the strain, the way that the neck is tensed, these are not signs of some kind of stoppage of the heart, but stoppage of the mind.
I didn't need the gruesome details, but fine, here we are.
very well. Well, I suppose we should see to Combs. There you are. Combs, please gather the footmen and see to please move this gentleman somewhere appropriate until his body can be collected for whatever. To the rest of you, Dowell, perhaps you can take them all somewhere to sit. I can speak to you all in a moment. He kind of gets sort of close to you, Dowell, and just kind of very quietly goes, watch them for me.
Yes, of course,
If
Master.
Rawlings, sorry, as an aside, if Rawlings is a member of the Order, does that mean would we be familiar with him?
So roll a, we'll have this be a no roll.
For
So
all
just,
of us?
anyone who is thinking to do that. So Siobhan, why don't you do that? And a no roll is you just need to roll an education roll, EDU, from the top.
Right. How low can she go? 37.
37.
That's a hard.
A hard success. You do not recall his name on any of the lists you've seen. That, of course, does not mean he's not on it, but you are not familiar with him. You didn't see this guy in Merc. You didn't see him on any of the lists of people there. Dowell, are you going to lead them out of the place?
Yes, of course. Come with me, everybody. I'll bring you to a sitting room and furnish you with refreshments.
Sorry,
You
has
can
the
get this
master,
all out of our heads.
has the master of the house already exited the room, or is he still
No,
there?
he's still there looking over the body. Combs is going to get more footmen.
Well, sir, this seems to be shocking to you, but has something like this happened before?
No, nothing like this has happened. Nothing like this at all. Please go with Mr. Dowell. I'm very sorry for this to have befallen on your visit here, and it is good to have you, of course. Rawlings here.
As we're starting to get ushered out, are the books still on the ground?
All the books that they dropped. The books that they dropped are still on the ground, in fact.
I would love to look at them, and I'd love to just take a once over. Like, no, I'm not picking any of that, but see if I'm trying to look at the titles and see if there's anything that.
Go ahead and make a you know enough about this stuff. Just make a spot hidden roll.
That's a 60. That's a fail.
Fail. You just based on the book. I mean, there's books, so you're definitely interested. The fact that they seem to have all fallen, but like pages are open, you just can't tell what the books are. You see a few sort of tomes there. You see this kind of like binder of stuff, and you see you see sort of a larger, very old book. That one is definitely piquing your interest. All this being said, let's have you make a luck roll, mainly because your luck is not great. But let's have you make a luck roll just in case maybe one thing, in spite of your low spot hidden, maybe one of the titles is just super visible.
That's a 23, and my luck is a 30.
Wonderful. I would like for you to roll a D5, or a D10.
Yeah. That's a 5, so a 3.
A 5. One of the books seems to be like cult practices of Merkshire. This is probably a book you're familiar with. It's about local customs and such. One of the sort of the smaller books. As you're all sort of being ushered out of the room with Mr. Dowell, however, are any of the rest of you trying to pick up those books?
I would.
Yes.
Did I still have books on my person? Because I think we tried to hide them and they didn't hide.
The way I've run this is, since you guys failed at hiding them, when you fell, they all came spilling out. So now,
I would want to pick up the ones then that I was holding.
Understood. So as Siobhan goes to these books, Cravengate goes, Miss Walsh, a word, please.
Yes.
If you don't mind. Go ahead, Mr. Dowell.
Yes, with me, everyone, please, to this room. Post haste. I just kind of usher everybody out the door.
As we're getting up, I'm leaning down toward the judge, and I want to take his gun that he had.
Make a sleight of hand roll then. Unless you're just doing it out in the open.
I'm just doing it.
Oh, then you take his gun.
I mean,
That's
this is how I do things.
You do that. I will actually say that I'm gonna roll for my. He is so focused on Siobhan, he doesn't notice. So yes, you're able to take that gun without an issue.
Oh boy.
Siobhan, you have picked up that book that was on your person, that Dread Magics of Dead Egnador.
Yes.
You know the other book that might be super notable is that it's like you guys haven't even opened it. There's like a thick sort of binder thing that the judge had that has also that's like still kind of like in his, that also fell on the ground near his body. So that's the other one you're somewhat more interested in. The others seem to just be about local custom. But you've picked up your book and you're sort of standing there. And Dowell, if you take them out, and Dowell, do you want to take them to Do you want to take them to the room with the painting of the black horse, or the room with the elk head on the wall?
Oh God. The painting is better than the elk head, I think.
Fair
I
enough.
did that one.
All right. So in that case, wonderful, Mr. Dowell. The rest of you, leave.
Vaughn's in trouble.
He sort of just steps over to you, and he puts a hand... Now, Siobhan, did you also take her journal from upstairs where you found the name of these books? I think you did say you kept that as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kept everything.
So he sees you holding that.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of puts a hand on that book and says, "It would be better for you if you left. You're wearing her clothing, you're going through the books she wore, and you're diving in the waters where she..."
The dress was simply a dress that was offered to me.
It should not have been.
I'm quite fine.
I'm not.
I'm very sorry if we've been disturbing your home. I'm simply trying to look out for the other young woman you have diving in that pond right now.
It's very lonely here, Miss Walsh. He picks up the other book. Sort of this odd thing kind of behind these thick bindings, and he looks at it.
I mean, they're just books. Books have never hurt anyone. I suppose if you hit someone hard enough with, you could, but it's besides the point.
They hurt her. I don't want them to hurt. He kind of looks at you for a moment. But if this is why you're here... He hands it to you.
Thank you.
The girl's fine. She's a diver. That's why I hired her.
Yes, well, I don't think that pond is exactly safe even for the most experienced diver.
Well, I was trying to hire a man for it. I would feel less awkward about sending one of her brothers she keeps yammering on about.
Well, there's nothing about her qualifications and her gender that make her more delicate. That pool of yours is not safe for anyone. You know that.
No,
Is she alright? Is she out yet?
She's diving the shallower portions. She suggested that was your request. Which is interesting, which means when it comes to others, you seem to want measures of safety taken. Not for yourself, though.
I can handle myself.
That's what she used to say.
Thank you for the books. I'd like to rejoin my friends now.
I'll come and speak to you all soon.
What happened to your wife?
We were never married.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
But what happened to Lorelei? He gets like super close to you, and he like whispers in your ear. She read.
Do I trust him here?
Make a psychology roll.
Oh, 15.
This is a man.
Success.
This is a man driven by grief and loneliness. You think that... You doubt he's been seeing ghosts the way you have, Siobhan. But he's just as weighed down by them, if not more. And now you're wearing her dress and holding her books.
Internally, I feel a little bit conflicted by the angst I'm causing him, but at the same time, I enjoy the upper hand it is giving me. So I don't have any intention of changing.
So with that, you join the
Yes,
others.
I'd like to rejoin them.
The last you see of him, he's just standing over the body of this massive judge on the hall of his servants' quarters. Meanwhile, Mr. Dowell, you have taken the group to the den.
Yes.
There is a fire, which you can, I guess the fire probably would have been, you can light the fire to make it a little more comfortable. There are all these
I'll grab
paintings.
drinks for everyone.
Wonderful. Yeah, and there's like there's plenty of alcohol just in this room. You don't have to leave.
Yes.
So while Siobhan is gone, what would the rest of you like to do?
I'm pacing around very agitatedly while I'm expertly handing drinks out to everyone. I can't believe you made so much noise. I let you into the Northwest Wing with the hope that you would be discreet about your dealings in that location. Dear, Master's going to have my head for
The location
this.
happened to be haunted or something. We had nothing to do with what the location did to us or to our best friend, the judge.
Yes, what was he getting up to that he saw in there that killed him, apparently?
I
We
don't
have
know.
no idea.
Siobhan, we're gonna say you're not quite there yet.
Oh,
And is Mr. Rawlings in the room with us?
Mr. Rawlings has been led into the room with you all. Yes.
I just look at him with a nod, like, give it up.
I couldn't say what particularly it was, but
Actually, I'm gonna say because you rolled a hard success on a mythos check, which is preposterous. I am going to say that you suspect that he experienced a mental haunting. He experienced like some kind of instantaneous experience with ghosts, and it killed him.
yes. So take in mind that in these events there's nothing certain. The only kind of certainty is the kind of certainty that our deceased compatriot likely experienced. But it would appear to me that there was some sort of experience or some kind of encounter that the man had that, for lack of a better term, broke his brain with fear.
Oh, is that all? He just broke his brain with fear. That's fine.
Broke his brain irreparably, irrevocably, and in a manner that caused instantaneous death.
Well, he wasn't the first compatriot that we lost on that trip up to the West Wing. We didn't make out on top when we went up there and came back down. But what's your story, Mr. Rawlings?
I am like yourselves. The Opal Octopus, the Order, always it recruits people of an inquiring mind, but also of different skill sets. And my skill set is I happen to be a particularly inquiring mind in these things.
I have a question.
Yes.
There have been circumstances in which some of us has gone slightly insane. in spite of ourselves, is that something that could kill the rest of us as well?
In my experience, those individual occurrences would lead to deaths of others by the actions of the affected individual.
But when you've stopped being insane, do you then hurt yourself or someone else? I just say that because I've experienced some very strange happenstances in this very house. And I just don't want to hurt anybody else or die myself, quite frankly.
Well, with that in mind, if you do hurt anyone else or you do die quite suddenly, then know that at the very least it will have been not by your own control. And I hope that provides you some solace.
She just cries.
Oh my god.
I'm slowly backing away toward the door.
At this point, speaking of the door, the
Go
door...
to Mr. Dowell and just like stop. Like,
Understood.
It's all right, dear. It's all fine.
As you back towards the door and then are intercepted by Sarah Quill, as Conrad is probably having his, fourth whiskey of the morning at this point, Siobhan enters the den, carrying 3 books.
I'm like in the middle of I have uncorked one of these flasks or bottles and I'm drinking from it, but you can hear me swallowing a little more heavily than it would be if it were just water. Then it's,
Dan.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Well, we just went there.
I'm just playing the character. I don't know what y'all want me to do.
it's water.
You know what you're saying. Anyway.
No comment.
Alright.
Well, so how's everybody doing?
I'm not doing great. I'm not doing good at all.
No, it's fine. Oh dear. Oh, right on the shirt. All right.
Sarah, are you okay?
I've gone insane at some points here, and I know that some people think I'm insane when they first meet me, but I'm not. But then I came here, and I kind of went insane sometimes, but it wasn't my fault. And I will continue to sob onto his shirt.
Oh dear. It's all right, dear.
Mr. Dowell, do you not have a handkerchief to offer her?
I don't really have my hands free at the moment. If you could reach into my coat pocket.
Well, my hands are rather full.
You're carrying this, but Siobhan is now reaching into, or Sarah, while hugging you, reaches into. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And pulls out.
Yeah, and I'll just turn away and then and dramatically drop on the floor, sobbing.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, I'm going to grab a drink for myself. Actually.
Yeah, you deserve one, sir. Siobhan, what was that about?
I was just retrieving our books and, well, not our books, our patrons' books, but he does not seem thrilled that we're reading them, but I told him no harm ever came from reading a book.
But you are reading the books of his dead fiancé.
Well, they're just books.
Well, yes, Miss Lorelei. She died a few years ago.
No woman's ever died of reading. That's some sort of...
What do you mean, died of reading?
You made it sound like she died from reading.
Oh, well, that's strange.
Rawlings.
Well, I'm staring intently at these books that Siobhan's holding, and I'm trying to read some titles and some spines.
I'm gonna say, because it's a new area, go ahead and make a new spot hidden roll.
I was under the impression that she drowned in the pool.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. Dowell. That's what I thought.
That's a 27. My spot hit is 25. I will spend 2 luck points to make that a success.
So basically, Rawlings, you are straining to see what these books are. And Siobhan just turns perfectly to Dowell. And you cannot see the titles. But based on the bindings of the older book that I believe is in I think we said it is have so much to scroll through for this fucking game now. It is flaking dark red leather, and you see on the front of the book, the symbol of a skull with a snake crawling out of it that has been kind of embossed on there. Go ahead and make a dread mythos roll on that specifically.
Ooh, wait. Okay, that's a 94. My dread mythos is a 14.
96 or higher is the
Great,
fail.
right.
So you don't recognize it, but you want to know more. But the other book, the way she kind of like, so you saw that on the top, and as she pulls up, you do see the name of the book on the bottom. It is called, or rather the it's not a book, it's like a folder, basically, like a heavy sealed folder. It is called the Tear-Stained Diamond. And you do know that that is the name of a tome of dread.
Just a tome of dread.
It is the name of one of the tomes of dread. You know one of them is called the Tear-Stained Diamond.
I'm just sitting back then, just waiting.
Okay.
I'm gonna crouch down and just try to juggle the books in one hand and try to very gently pat Sarah.
I will, as soon as I feel her pat me, I will clasp onto her, sobbing.
Okay.
Now the books are there's books, tears, just all sorts of grabbing. Conrad, what are you doing?
I've just been thinking quite a bit about everything that we saw upstairs,
yes.
And I can't get out of my head that that bathtub that looks so clean and crystal clear seems to have been filled with swamp water when I filled up my hat and walked away out of that room. So I something is calling me to that swamp outside, or that lake.
And point of order, Sarah Quill.
I'm still wet.
You are wet because you put his full hat on, which was amazing. Just forgot about that until this moment. How delightful
I was hoping to conjure up some memories from the water, perhaps. I don't know.
Conrad, make a luck roll.
And am I supposed to roll below luck?
You need to roll below your luck.
Yeah. Okay, same thing. Below, yes, 48, and my luck is 59.
God, what a lucky bastard you are. You glance out the window, and as luck would have it, you can see the pool from this side of the house. No, go ahead.
As Sarah Quill's crying, and Siobhan's hugging her, and Mr. Dowell's drinking, and Mr. Rawlings is just kind of hanging out and wondering what's going on. Hey, y'all, I got to take a look at that pool over there. Something doesn't feel right after we went upstairs. And I just start to walk over that direction.
I would not recommend. Only experienced divers should go into the water.
I'm not going in the water, just gonna check it out. Hey, I mean, you talk to fish, might as well join us over there.
You don't talk to fish, I don't know.
Well.
I'm almost certain that you talk to fish.
I saw you talk to fish.
Oh, yes, I talked fish. It's my little idiosyncraticity.
Fish?
Yes, they're like pets. I wasn't allowed to have, pets.
She had a moment.
The thing is, it seemed as if she was communicating and not just talking fast.
Okay, can we go check up on that young woman who's out there in the
If
water?
you wish to go out to Polly, you guys certainly may do so. Rawlings, your spot hidden is a 25, you said, by the way?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, so basically in that case, yeah, go ahead.
As they're heading out, I say, if you'd like, I can hold on to those books for you.
No, I think I'm gonna hold on.
She retains the books. So Rawlings, do you go out with them as they go to the pool?
In that case, yes, I will
Okay,
follow them.
So Rawlings follows out, and I will say,
Can I attempt to secure the books in my dress again?
To like hide them or just like secure you? I mean,
Just like carry them like in my giant folds, they're not in my arms anymore.
I think it would
You
still
saw
be.
that-
It would
you saw
probably
that
be
doll on you?
the doll, as far as you know, is still on you.
Right.
Are you trying to say? Do you want to check if the doll's still on you, Siobhan?
Yes.
Make a power roll. Like a willpower.
Where's my power? Where is it?
It's at the sorry, the top. It's the
there it
orange
is.
box.
Okay. 43.
That should be below your power because you're
Yeah,
a
it's
monster.
success.
Yeah. You kind of just are like, is this doll on? And you know you don't really feel a tiny hand sort of just like squeeze your hip as if letting you know she's still there. And that she's always there to play with you whenever you want. But
I do or I don't?
you know that you don't actually feel that, but
Oh.
like you're able to like she's your friend forever. And I mean, and there's something very sort of sisterly about it. You know, she reminds, you know, that doll looked like your sister. That's why you couldn't get rid of it. In any case, as you all sort of walk out of the room, Rawlings kind of walking right past this painting he might have found very interesting of a black horse on a gray field. Anyway, you guys all make your way out to the pool. Sarah?
Do I notice that painting?
You've already looked at it, Sarah Quill.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where. Okay, I don't know where we are.
I know. I think that's why I was asking which room Mr. Dowell took you all.
Okay.
In
Just
any
checking.
case, you all walk out to the pool. Let's say evens she's submerged, odds she's not. As it happens, Polly is currently not underwater, Siobhan. You can see her. She's about 20 feet from the side. She's kind of just looking under, and sort of she sees you and she kind of waves. She seems perfectly fine.
Do I see Polly as well?
Yeah.
I will wave, holding a handkerchief.
Polly does that thing where like she was definitely not waving to Sarah, but upon seeing Sarah wave, she waves to Sarah and tries to make it like not too much of a change that she's like waving. She like shifts from waving to Siobhan to Sarah, and then you see Polly thinking for a second, like, I guess I gotta do it for everyone. So then she starts waving at all of you, like like very specifically as she's
So Dowell looks
treading
behind
water.
him. He's like,
What a friendly gathering.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Remind us, have we seen, has any of us seen Polly besides Siobhan? We just knew about her, right?
we all met her. Briefly,
Everyone
didn't
except
we?
Rawlings, I think, because when the fish bit her on the butt, she surfaced.
Yes, a
And I
salmon
think
bit
we
her
were
on the
all still
arse,
here.
as she said.
Yes.
That's right.
Only on me arse. Now
On the
only
arse?
only the judge and John Hull were not out here when that happened, and they're both dead.
Yeah.
So
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
you've all seen it.
Huh. Now we know the key to staying alive. Meet Polly.
Siobhan, as
Yes.
you get to the edge of this water, though, you look at that water. This is not a sanity roll for you. It's worse.
Yeah.
You feel that water chilling. Like every step you take closer to it, it is a reactive thing. And this is not in your head, Siobhan. You see Polly kind of like shiver slightly as if like, you know, a cool breeze just blew. The rest of you don't sense this at all, but Siobhan, just your own kinship with this water. You're approaching the water and it is getting colder and darker. And you feel that little hand on your hip.
Oh no. Oh no. Is the hand pulling me towards the water?
No.
Or away? Just there?
Just letting you know she's there. Letting you know she loves you. She'll always be there for you.
Do I have any sense of why the water is reacting to me this way?
Make a dread mythos roll.
Oh boy, here we go. Doop, doop. Okay, we gotta roll low. Did not. It's a 57.
You're not sure. It's strange.
Do I trust it?
Trust what?
The feeling of it?
You know that the water is you know that the water is reacting. You know that the water this water there is a you're not sure why.
Okay.
But you're confident it is happening. Yes,
I mean, does it fill me with dread, or do I feel like...
not with
Nope.
that roll. You have no sense of... Sarah Quill, go ahead.
So like she's walking toward the shoreline, right?
Yeah, she's just, as she approached, she felt that. Siobhan, are you making any,
Are you separate from us, or?
No. I think you all kind of came in a clump, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I feel cold as the water reacts?
It's more that, like, you have a sense of what water's going to be like. So it's almost like you're just sort of you're not feeling colder yourself. Polly is. Polly shivered. You saw her. But the rest of you, there's no sense until you actually put your hand into the water, which Siobhan has really told you all not to do.
I will, though. I will.
Oh, no.
Good.
So Sarah reaches into the water, and Sarah, the water in here, it's chilly, but it's kind of a cold gray day. But you put your water in, and the water, it's just like the same muddy, kind of silty water that's all over your body.
I explain that to everyone as if it's a great discovery. This appears to be the same water that was in your hat that
And,
you already said before.
Mr. Dollar takes a long swig out of the glass that he brought with him outside.
Dowell on the clock right now is just like, what?
Drinking.
I love it.
Conrad looks at the water. Up in the bathroom, he was investigating just the area to see if there was some type of connection between, the pool and the bathtub. And he does the same type of investigation.
Cool. Make a, I think that's either a nature or a spot hidden roll in that case, whichever you'd prefer between those two.
I will do a spot hidden.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was not good. That was a 95. The 73
no.
that I have.
No, you can't tell. It's water. You can't tell the difference.
I want to go ahead and scoop up a little bit in my hat.
A hat that is also a bucket. Very good, Mr.
Or
Bourgeois.
hat.
Yeah, you scoop up some water.
Just take a look at it, smell it.
Are you going to put that on your head? Because it doesn't work. Whatever you're going to think about doing,
I
if you put
think
it
we've
on your
already
head.
tried that before.
Yes.
I don't think that's necessary.
Well, I was hoping that it would do something for me. Maybe you should actually try it because it might do something for you.
That is an interesting perspective. And I just
Maybe
go
we
ahead
should
and-
all just stay away from the water. It's cold and icky, and Polly's, she done for the day.
To that point, actually, Polly is actually coming out of the water. Like, I'm getting cold in there. It's getting too cold for the water. It's so cold. I'm not going to stay in for much longer until it warms up a bit. I'm not sure why. I thought there was a cold breeze, but it seemed like the water's getting colder. Maybe the sun's going down more than I realized it had.
Yes, let's all just go back inside.
What did she say?
Wow, are these? Are these more friends of yours, Siobhan?
Yes, I believe you've met Sarah and Conrad before.
I wear that some of you, but I don't know this gentleman. She says to Rawlings.
Well, I'm not
Hello,
actually
sir.
very sure who he is either.
She's-
My name is S.A. Rawlings. I'm another member of your order.
Essay.
Yes.
What
yes,
order's that then?
The Order of the Opal Octopus.
Octopus? I've seen octopuses before when I dive in. I've seen them on a couple of occasions, but not so much.
Have you seen an opal one?
I don't know what that means.
Like,
I'm not sure.
what that means? No, I don't mean male ones only. I mean just like in general, an octopus that is opal.
I'm the opal like a stone.
Yes.
Yes.
I not seen one that I said no. No.
I don't understand what she's saying.
I don't quite know what she's saying either, but I'm just wondering what have you seen down there? Polly? Is that Polly?
Oh, Polly, I'm Polly. Just things, just some coins. Not as much to be paid as I want, but some. I'm looking.
Do you have any adjectives you want to use to describe that
It's murky and dark, and it's cold now, and
So there was salmon in there as well.
yeah, one bit me in the arse. It was swimming around me too for a while.
Well, you know what they say. When a salmon bites you on the ass, you don't swim in that water anymore. Let's go inside.
I've never heard that. I've never been bitten in the arse by a salmon either.
Oh, really? Well, you know what happens. We should go inside and everyone can get dry and we can...
I'm ready to get dry.
Yes, I will fetch
dry.
towels for everybody.
Thank you. I've been wet for quite a while now.
She kind of
Yes, I noticed tonight.
she gathers up her clothes. And she's gonna go upstairs to the room that she was staying in with you, Siobhan, to sort of put on dry clothing, and etc. Where are the rest of you going?
I will leave a towel outside the room for Polly.
Sure.
And,
She's probably got towels in there anyway. Yeah.
I'll grab a towel for Miss Quill. then.
Sure. Are you guys staying out
Yeah,
here,
that's
or Conrad? I know you wanted to see it. Are you staying out here, or are you?
I
I'm
will
more
follow Siobhan.
Yeah, and I'm more interested in learning from those who have been in the water
Understood.
and looking at the water itself.
Understood. Well, Polly's going to change. You can certainly, check with.
I'll go back inside into the, near the horse painting.
Cool. Back to the den. Wonderful. Sarah, yes, you're able to dry off. Siobhan, are you going upstairs with Polly, or are you going to the den with them?
I'll go to the den with them.
Wonderful. So yes, you are all in the den. Once again, just all of you. Polly is upstairs.
This is my towel.
Actually, I should roll on this too, shouldn't I? As it happens, when you go back into the den, Siobhan, in a way you saw him actually in the drawing room on another occasion, you do see Craven Gate. He is now shaved. He's standing at the fire, staring into it byronically, and he sort of sees you, kind of locks eyes with you intensely, because that's his only speed, and he sort of kind of says, "Yes, I was wondering where you'd all gone to this time, if you'd ventured into any other previously sealed sections of the house."
No, Master, they simply went out to the pool to
Ah.
speak with the diver.
No, we just went and checked up on Miss Polly and made sure that she was all right. She's retired to change for the rest.
And
Yes.
I must say, your towels are very fine. They have a very high thread count and they are very cozy. So thank you so much for your hospitality and your lovely fluffy towels.
Of course.
And I agree, Mr. Cravengate, Master Cravengate.
I am not yet a lord, so really the title is fine.
I just... Something doesn't feel right about this place. I mean, we met in the bar back then. We go way back. We've been friends for quite some time.
I
and I
met you
feel as if
yesterday, sir.
sometimes connections can be forged
He's
over
from
a short time.
Texas. I think time works differently there.
Yes.
It is different. You share a drink with a man, and you're basically best friends. But I just have to ask you. Seems like something's afoot here. Our friend Siobhan is a little bit weird since we got here.
Is
Crazy
she?
lady, nobody
Not
understands.
weird.
Has she been acting strangely since you've arrived? Since
Oh, we've all been acting strangely. We're staying in this strange place and 2 people have died.
We do appear
two
to be
people have
influenced.
died?
Well,
Yes, 2 people.
2 of my very
Well, I
Best
was
friend.
aware of the judge's passing. Who is this other individual?
He was an associate that we brought along on our trip. We met him back at the.
Where is he? Where?
He's,
I'll go over to Miss Quill and just comfort her so she doesn't break down again.
He seemed to have disappeared up in that master bathroom up there. And
You think he's dead, though? You don't think he's simply missing?
he slit his own throat, sir.
He seemed quite dead.
His body is up there.
Well,
It was.
it seemed to have disappeared. I saw a footman that we met elsewhere, and he was there, and then he wasn't, and then the bathtub was full of
A what?
nice clean water, and then full of
Footman.
swamp water, and
Which footman?
Bradford Walker, is that?
Walker.
he seems to be everywhere that we are.
I don't know.
Think-
I don't know a walker. I don't believe we have a walker on our staff. Down, do you know of a
here.
Bradford Walker?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
We have encountered him basically everywhere we've gone.
Is he the same one who brought me the dress?
You didn't see the guy who brought you the dress.
That's right.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Meddling
Pretty
bitches.
What does this fellow look like?
I describe him.
Rawlings, this sounds very much like the man who let you into the house today.
This sounds like the gentleman who allowed me entry to the manor.
Wait, who allowed you entry into the manor? I simply walked out and the door was wide open.
Yes, this footman that I said let me in.
There is no
The
footman
same one.
named Walker.
Maybe it
Perhaps
was
you
pseudo
simply
bit.
lost track of your staff. Like,
Maybe he's a volunteer.
I don't. Sarah, no
Miss
one
Quill, do you
volunteers
understand
for
how
labor.
footmen...
A volunteer footman.
Well, I have several footmen, and I think they like their job, so I would assume that gentlemen would be lining up to volunteer for the position. So perhaps there were so many volunteers that you lost track of how many there were.
No, Sarah,
Oh,
no
you're
one
so sweet,
volunteers
dear.
to do manual labor, and
Oh.
Why don't we just see if he's here? So I whistle really loud. Bradford, you here?
How interesting.
We're doing what we can, okay?
Wow, Conrad.
Conrad, I don't know what you do in Texas, but we don't whistle for people. here.
Conrad, roll a persuade.
I mean,
Not the Von Trapp family.
It's a tough one. I rolled a 3.
Oh,
Oh, snap.
You know what? And I'm going to use 1 point of luck to make that an extreme success.
Okay. So you're using luck, so you cannot click the box now, but with an extreme success. You sort of whistle out, the rest of you say, no one whistles for this. And then, sort of standing in the doorway, you hear a... You whistled, sir.
Oh, it worked. That Bradford Walker. I'd like to introduce you to the master of the house here?
Master Cravengate, of course, sir.
And then I look at Master Cravengate and just go like, do you get it? Is this you seen this guy?
I've seen him around on a few occasions, actually. Hello. What is your name? I'm Walker, sir.
Do I know this person?
Oh, Dowell. Dowell, I'd like you to make a sanity roll, please.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Poor Mr. Dowell.
Oh, I think I know who this is. All right.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Where's my sanity at?
I'm stressed.
Sanity will be at the
Sanity
top.
Not good.
Is 75. I rolled a 54.
Okay.
It's not good.
You see this guy and you feel that you've encountered him on a few occasions, but also you feel like you've encountered him in times you can't remember. Something is deeply, deeply wrong with this. Nevertheless, you maintain a sense of something's weird, but you keep your grip on your sanity for now.
Does his voice sound familiar?
You've similarly to how you've seen it, you think you've heard it before. Yes. Yes. Meanwhile, your dear friend, Cravengate. Well, he has actually rolled something else. And he kind of looks at this man for a moment and goes, "Oh, Walker, of course. So silly of me. I forgive me. Yes, of course, Walker is among our staff. I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten your surname. I'm sorry. He's often not in the areas of the house where I am. No problem, sir. Siobhan, I'd like for you and Rawlings to both roll spot hidden rolls for me real quick while that happened.
Ah, yay, good. I was gonna
Also,
ask
like,
if I could investigate.
What, like, is Cravengate? How's Cravengate looking? Like, does he look like he's like been befuddled or anything?
That's what your spot hidden roll is.
Okay.
Actually, you could do, I guess, Rawlings, if you'd rather, you could do psychology if you're more looking at him.
Yes.
Why don't you do a psychology on him?
Right, so that's a 35, which is a success.
Okay. Siobhan?
4.
A 4?
Yeah.
A lot of good rolls
Is that
today.
extreme?
So, Siobhan, you saw Walker. You don't know this one. This isn't one of yours. But you saw Walker just like to Master Cravengate. He kind of put his hands together, and then you just saw him go. And very subtly. So he just cast a spell for sure. Rawlings, you feel that Master Cravengate is maybe acting as if he is being... You do think, based on how he's acting, he has done a full 180 in what he's saying, and he's completely convinced of it in his own mind. So yes, you believe that he has now been shifted. But Walker is sort of standing there saying... So, Mr. Bourgeois, may I be of service to you, sir?
Yeah, I was just describing to all my fellows here about how there was a cleanup that happened with Mr. John Hole upstairs, and he didn't make it, if you remember, and you seem to have tidied up the room, and he was just gone. I was trying to figure out how that happened. And then the whole bathtub thing, I have a lot of questions.
Of course,
and I feel like you got the answers.
I don't have all the answers, sir.
I'd be happy to know a few.
Rawlings, go ahead.
So after the knowledge from the psychology roll, and then hearing like what has happened, what like Conrad is currently saying, can I make a roll? Like, is there some kind of roll I can make to try and piece things together? Like,
why don't you? Well, I mean, I think it's easier for that than you. Why don't you just make an occult roll?
Okay, great.
That's what you're here for, buddy.
That's a 7. That's an extreme success.
Nice.
Rawlings, it's a rare treat for one such as you. You are going to have to make a sanity roll because you know
yeah.
it without a doubt. But I am, again, giving you a bonus on this because of your experience and such. Especially because it's an extreme success. Yeah, make a sanity roll with a bonus die.
That is a 10.
Oh yeah, I would imagine that's a
Yeah.
good sanity for you.
Yeah.
So basically, Rawlings, this has come in, and you hear this, and you see this, and you remember, and you heard them talk about the door not opening, and this person just sort of appearing, and the creaking of the door, and you know that you are looking at a bona fide, certified ghost. You are absolutely certain, and you're keeping it together.
Yes.
Do I know it's a ghost?
I think you at this point are much more. I think you're much more aware of the fact that this man is has cast a spell. You can roll. I will let you make a choice between occult or dread mythos to look at the nature of the spell. So if you want to kind of dive deeper into this as you're looking at the guy, you may.
Slightly higher on Dread Mythos, so I think I'm going to try for occult instead.
Okay.
Why? What do you say if I get it? I wouldn't have gotten either. 66.
The number of the beast, -16. Yes, so, you you're confident it's a spellcaster, you don't know the kind of spell, it's no spell of yours.
I've ever seen before. Okay.
Yeah, so, but right now you believe he's being manipulated somewhat, and Craven Gate kind of sort of turns back, and, yes, what is this about? Yes, a walker they're saying that someone else died upstairs, is that correct? Walker says, I'm sure that everything's taken care of now, sir. And Craven Gate says, oh, very well, very well.
No, we need more answers than that.
I agree.
What did you just do?
Master Craven Gate, perhaps you would like to, go to the library and prepare to show them the flower that you wish to show them, sir. Oh.
No, I want to know what you just did.
Yes, I'll do that, yes. I'll see you all in the library in moments. And Mr. Craven Gate leaves.
What did you do?
Oh, I simply told him something, Mum.
No, you did something with your finger.
Yes, Mum.
Well, what was that?
I protected him, Mum.
From what?
From insanity, Mum. Protected his mind, Mum.
Do I trust him?
That is up to you. You can make a psychology roll.
I make a psychology roll and decide if I trust his intentions or not.
Go ahead.
Okay. 88.
What's your psych?
26.
You want to push it? Push it. Push it real good. Don't push it if you don't want to.
No, I'm not gonna push it.
You cannot get a read on this guy. In answer to your question, sir, he has been cleaned up, sir. Yes.
Did you put him in the lake?
Yes, sir.
How'd you get him in there?
Magic, sir.
Sorry, magic.
I'm
Yes,
taking
Dal.
so many mental notes right now.
You've asked. I'm so glad to finally have you all here.
Yes, and what can we do for you?
Were you the one who wrote the names on the board?
Yes, sir. Yes, Dowell. He doesn't call you, sir. Yes, Dowell.
Right.
Rude.
Well, he's his,
I mean,
he's his,
we're fellow
they're
staff.
peers. Yes. Please enjoy your books.
Wait! Have you always been around?
No, Mum. Not always, Mum.
How long have you been here? I
Here?
feel like I know you, but
I come and go, Dal.
have you been speaking to me at night?
He comes up to you very close. He gets, like, fucking in your face. And then he goes, no. No. What have you been told? Oh, sorry. Consult.
I don't actually remember. One second.
Consult email apology. I hope that's an email and not a text, otherwise, whoops. As Dowell sort of looks for that, is anybody else saying anything or doing anything?
Walker, excuse me. Are you familiar with the tomes and manuscripts in the manor?
Yes, sir. He kind of gives Dowell this one last, like, dark look and then turns back to Rawlings, and he's being very serious.
Do you would you by chance have a copy of the Book of 13 here?
Alas, sir. That tome has been taken, sir.
Do you know by whom?
I have suspicions, sir. But it is not here, sir.
Well, perhaps do you know where I might find it?
Yes, sir. There is a copy, sir. But I would not venture there.
I would venture there on my own, sir.
There is another copy, sir, in Wendon. The Royal Library. You know this, sir. It is not accessible, but
Yes.
with enough doing, perhaps you can see it there, sir. The other copy, sir, is in a house. It is where the judge went, sir. I would not suggest you go there, too.
Where the judge went?
You have much reading to do.
Can I ask, do you know who brought me this dress?
I did, Mum. I think you look very lovely in it, Mum.
Well, while we're asking questions, you can prevent insanity in others.
I
Is
can
that
try,
right?
Mum. I can try, Mum.
How do you do that?
I make them see things, Mum, that explains things better, easier.
Okay, well, is it possible to learn how to do that?
Yes, Mum. But not
How
for
do
you.
I- What?
Not for you, Mum.
Why?
Any other questions?
No, we need to know. Because I've experienced bouts of insanity that I can't explain.
Yes, Mum.
Others here have seen things that they can't explain either, which I can only assume is insanity, and I would like to help everyone prevent that, like you did.
For some people, Mum, when you come upon a dark wood, you must go backwards. For other people, the only way out is through.
So do we go backwards or forwards?
I believe it's a metaphor, dear.
You need to read, my dear.
Which direction does Mr. Raven...
He went to the library. He went to the downstairs
No, I mean, does he
library.
need to go backwards or forwards?
I pulled him back, Mum.
If you claim you're trying to prevent him from going insane, why did you bring me the dress that you knew would unnerve him?
I thought you'd look nice in it, Mom.
Is there anything that we can do to make your rest easier?
No, sir. Read, sir.
I
Perhaps
did
Miss
it-
Quill would appreciate your book, sir.
I look at him expectantly and hold out my hands.
Yes.
He kind of bows to all of you and walks out of the room and
There's a
doesn't
bit of
close the door.
Yes. So I would love to do a little exchange of knowledge, as it were. And I.
Well, we're all friends here.
Yes, and that's why I assume that you know not of what I have, and I would love to read the books in your possession. So
I don't trust him.
I will pull out a book from my satchel. It is about. It's pretty small. It's only 100 though. Its dimensions are approximately 5 3/8 inches by 8.5 inches. This is called. I know it to be a Tome of Dread. It is called a Taste of Paradise.
No. Oh no.
Okay, she.
I must warn you. I must warn you before reading it. There are some particularly gruesome elements of it, involving the consumption of food.
Well, I love consuming food.
Please do not discuss the matter further around me. It is unnatural. But
The consumption of food is unnatural?
yes, things in the solid state should not be consumed as such.
Sir, I do
I'm sorry. What?
respect. Well,
He's a smoothie type of guy.
I uncork one of my bottles. Look, I have concocted the perfect liquid substance that is capable of sustaining life, and this is all that one needs to survive, and anything else is particularly putrid. And I know that if you read this book, you too shall find the same things to be true as I.
sir,
More
I do
importantly-
respect that you are trying to protect my delicate sensibilities, but I have seen two of my very best friends pass away in the recent past, and I have consumed at least 3 shots of whiskey to the face. So I feel that I am quite well prepared to read this book.
Well, before you read it, you must also know this book contains instructions are not quite the right term. However, perhaps rather mentions 2 spells, which I, as of yet, have not. One, I have not dared to undertake the performing of such a ritual. It's macabre. It involves the
Oh, well, I love the macabre.
It involves the ingestion of much solid food, including
Gorging.
human flesh.
Oh, well, that's nothing new to me. I read paranormal romance.
And then, no, you must consume it to cast the spell. The second spell I have not yet. Its meaning has as of yet eluded me, and that's the name. Though is something that I have found. The name of it seems to be Blood from a Stone.
That's the name of the show, folks.
Show the name.
I will hand over the tome to Miss Quill.
It's a
Cardstock
covered book. The top of it is sort of in a sort of a cream color with print on it. The bottom sort of 2/3 are purple, and there's an image of a fork holding a bloody piece of meat.
So I will just plop down on the floor, cross-legged, and begin to read.
Okay.
I'll look at Shimon and say, Miss Walsh, would it be too much to ask if I might peruse the books you have?
Here's the book.
Oh, is that it?
Mhm.
Is that the one?
That's the book that you're holding.
Oh.
Penguin, the publisher.
No, it is actually. It appears to be published by Long Lost Lore Horror,
Oh.
and there's a little symbol at the top of a 13. How strange.
How very strange.
So, in any case, yes, so basically, Mr. Rawlings is approaching you, Siobhan.
Which book do you wish to read?
Well, all of them.
Well, you can't read 3 books at once.
My typical manner of doing these is I will skim through them and ascertain which one seems to be the most pertinent to the situation at hand, and then I shall go back through them in more depth. But I assure you, I am quite a prolific reader, and this is one of my favorite pastimes.
You like to look at the pictures too, huh?
No, merely the articles.
Oh, gentlemen. I suppose I will hand off the books, but not the diary.
Understood. So the 2 books, one is called The Tear-Stained Diamond. No one has even opened that yet. The other book is will you tell him anything about it, Siobhan? You've looked through that one before. So one of them seems to be old, and Rawlings, go ahead and make a Dread Mythos roll.
Nope, 63.
You're getting further away from them. You're not sure what they could be.
Then I will start with the one that I know to be a Tome of Dread.
Understood. So you open up the Tear-Stained Diamond. Looking over what you find within this book, or within this sort of, this work, rather, it's not really a book. This seems to be the score and libretto for an opera, perhaps? Maybe a play, a play with singing? It's written in a very strange kind of language. I don't think anyone here has art music specifically.
No.
So if Mr. Rawlings, I don't think you are a musical person. So if you wanted to, you could just roll like a general art craft check on it. To look it over. Or I'll tell you what. You can do that if you want to like really get into the weeds of it, or you could just do a no roll to see if you're just kind of like, and then an extreme success on a no roll. Maybe you've picked up 1 or 2 things. A no roll is you basically just roll EDU.
Well, a no roll would be a little more doable for myself.
Okay, cool. So make a no roll, but you do need a hard success.
No, that's just a regular success.
Understood. Yeah, you don't know enough of music to sort of tell that there's swung notes. All the flattened sevenths and weird seconds added, polyrhythms. You're not picking up on any of that. Yes, Miss Quill.
As I am reading this, am I encountering language describing things that I may not be familiar with? Am I actually reading that very thing?
I will allow you to go ahead and you can attempt right now to do what's called like a quick read. I need you, Sarah Quill, to actually make a language own check.
Okay.
As you just do a quick glance over of the book.
11.
11? Is that an extreme success for you?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yes.
Well.
That was unexpected.
Yes, Miss Quill. It doesn't seem to let me, it's not really letting me pull this up anywhere, which is kind of irritating me. The words appear like in oh Jesus Christ. Trying to get a thing. The words appear intelligible enough. Yes. Mm-hmm. It opens with something about a secretary, in an office, and then it's about some kind of traveling man and something called a cowpoke, and you're following it enough. You're kind of just skipping the words that make little sense. But as you continue reading, something about it seems odd, and every once in a while, you have the strangest sensation that there are words under the words. That you are reading things, and then you're, like, reading them again, and there's something else going on. So, because of that, I think it's on 175 I do this? Yeah. Okay, so in initial reading.
Did he freeze?
No, sorry, I'm trying to figure out the wonderful. Okay. You, Sarah,
Yes. Okay.
are about to get a Dread Mythos score, if you're open to it.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
As you begin to see that there may be something to this, Sarah Quill, I need you to make a sanity roll.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, this
Oh no.
may not be great. Because this one's... What do we got?
75, and my sanity score is 43.
Oh no.
Okay. Gonna roll a d12 now.
Okay.
Oh!
I mean, it just couldn't have... It just...
Stop. At least it wasn't a 13, you know. You could have rolled a D13.
I really should have, honestly. At this point, I now regret. Sarah Quill,
No.
Yes.
will you please... So first of all, please deduct 12 from your sanity.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Now I have actually been doing this slightly... Oh yeah, I have to hold it and then it focuses behind. What's the... I never know how to do this.
Well, that gets it to focus
So
on
do
the
that,
floor,
and then you can focus like that.
But I'm trying to focus on
No,
me
the
again.
other way. Oh.
That doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
That's
I'm
not
soft, who
focus.
cares? So, Sarah Quill, you reduce your sanity by 12.
Have.
Go down to your Dread Mythos, however,
Oh boy.
and add 3. So you now have a score. So type in 03 in Dread Mythos.
Here.
And then, if you don't mind, just look up at your sanity and make sure that your maximum sanity has now decreased from... It should have...
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
By 3.
By 3, exactly.
Oh,
every
boy.
point you do this. Okay, so your max sanity's gone down. You've lost sanity from the reading of this tome, which is pretty upsetting.
Yes.
In addition, you've lost enough sanity. This is triggering a thing. So I've actually not been doing this, but this is interesting. Sarah Quill, please roll an intelligence roll. Or
It's only
intellect.
It.
An intellect's that thing at the top. Because I've been doing this wrong, and it's interesting. What do we got?
Wait.
Int-
Sorry, intelligence?
In the
you said?
int in the box at the top. I
Oh.
feel so bad about this.
No.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Critical success. I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Or is that bad?
I've been doing this backwards. When you're forced to make a sanity roll and you take more than 5 at once, I've not been doing this, I've often just been having it. What's supposed to happen is the person then makes an intellect check. And this is another instance of things being backwards. If you fail the intellect check, despite your sanity going down, you don't fully process it and you continue on as normal. If you succeed on the intellect check upon something insane happening,
Yes.
you do go insane. So Sarah Quill, please roll a d10.
Wonderful.
Oh my God,
Well,
I hope-
You know, we
I
would
hope.
expect to know
Sarah.
that.
Oh my
At
God.
3. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, 3. We've never had this yet. Sarah Quill.
Sarah's gonna do something bad.
Ooh.
No one's done this yet on A Bout of Madness. You
Get
read
ready.
this book, and as you flipped through it, you come to the section at the end. The protagonist of this book seems to be obsessed with this woman named Carla. Carla Breton is her name. There's this long section where he has dinner with Carla and Etienne and James, and it's this weird thing, and this whole thing, and this Etienne guy is described weird, but this woman Carla, he's obsessed with this woman Carla. And the book ends with him and Carla. And you are into like you're very into like paranormal romance, you said?
Yes.
Cool. So it is a weird romance between them, and they actually have a very kind of for your time period especially, this very sort of sexual scene. As he and Carla murder a couple and he eats them.
Yep.
And as this is going on, this red mist descends over you. You've rolled violence. So Sarah Quill.
No.
You are there we go. Sarah Quill, you know how to shoot, right?
I do.
Oh no!
Yes.
So one thing that's interesting is you're just reading this and everybody else is like looking over tomes and talking, and you're going through this, and this just bugs in your eyes. Sarah Quill.
Yes.
Oh fuck! Can I roll this? I have to roll it. Oh, actually, Siobhan, roll me a D100 because you have Maisie.
What?
Siobhan, can you roll me a D100? You have Maisie, so
Yep.
that's where. Come on and do it. I want you to do it.
What do you want me to roll? I don't know. I don't like this. 75.
75. Okay. Sarah Quill, what is your spot hidden?
It is.
36.
Sorry, Sarah Quill's.
Mine is
Oh,
25.
sorry.
25. Okay.
I am carrying a weapon though. I am carrying a sawed-off shotgun.
You have a weapon.
I should not have.
No, I think that's right actually.
Yeah.
You do have one, don't you? That's so exciting. Oh no. Sarah. So this is a carbine rifle. You probably don't literally have that on you.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you what, Sarah Quill.
Yes.
Maisie's trying to do it. I'm gonna phrase it like this. I'm gonna do this backwards. Maisie's doing something. If you're cool with advancing the dread clock right now, maybe Maisie can't do what she's doing.
Who, me?
Yeah, so basically either Maisie's gonna get her way or you can advance the dread clock.
Like me as a player, me?
I'm gonna let you as the player make this decision, yes.
I want to see what Maisie's trying to do.
You wanna see what Maisie's trying to do? Great.
Oh no.
Then in spite, Sarah Quill, as you're reading and thinking all this over,
Yes.
you just sweet and quiet as a mouse as they're all talking, you're just reading, and this red mist comes over you, and you wouldn't be able to see it. And it's almost like it moves on the wall. There's this rifle just on the wall, hanging on the wall. You know, like a one on display. And you almost feel like it was up higher, but it just like moved down. Like the whole display just kind of shifted, and now it's sitting there right in your hands, or right at your hand. And Sarah,
Yes.
this red mist is over you. You choose violence. So,
Wait.
the question for you, as you take this gun off the wall and aim it, no one the wiser, who are you taking your first shot at?
Siobhan.
No!
Sarah Quill, I need you to roll a stealth roll. Is any...
Sarah, we
Now,
don't want shots
what
in
are...
the
I know that
face, Sarah.
Mr. Dowell has an incredibly high listen, is that correct?
I have a 99 listen.
Does any... what about... who... Does anybody have like a super high spot hidden?
I have 57.
Okay.
I have 73.
73. Okay, cool. Sarah Quill, what did we roll?
I'm sorry, what was the roll? Sleight of hand?
Stealth.
Stealth. Oh, okay.
Actually, or sleight of hand. Either one, whichever one's
Well,
better for you. Whichever one's better.
Stealth. I rolled a 14, which is not a critical success, but I have a 27, so.
You have a 27 and you rolled a 14, so you have succeeded.
Correct.
Can I attempt to cast a spell on her?
You are unaware. Sarah, you take the
Yes?
gun off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Roll the d10 for me, by the way. We'll see how long in combat this lasts before I mean, she's going to be violent for a while.
A one.
Okay, so it's only this time. Okay, great. So you take this gun off the wall. And you aim it at Siobhan. Sarah Quill, what is your dexterity?
It is. It's at the top.
At the
isn't
top,
it?
yes.
60.
60. Mr. Dowell, what is your dexterity?
60.
Great. Conrad, what is your dexterity?
Oh my god.
45.
45. Perfect. So, tie goes to Dread, which means Sarah Quill.
Yes.
You take that gun as Dowell begins to turn his head and sees it, and Conrad, you turn as well. You're kind of slower on the uptake as you see. Basically, you're seeing something moving. Dowell, you hear something, and you look over, and Sarah has taken a gun off the wall, and like that book's just like sitting on a little shelf, and she's raising this gun. Sarah does get to act first. So Sarah, please roll. Are you really good at this? Okay. Well, you're not amazing. Perfect. Sarah, please roll a firearms rifle shotgun shot.
Oh boy.
62.
A 62.
Where is that? Oh,
That is
so
a-
I fail.
That is a failure. So basically, Siobhan, the wall next to you explodes in gunfire as Sarah is holding a rifle and she has just shot at you with it.
Okay. So,
At this point, only Mr. Dowell and Conrad can go because everybody else was fully surprised. Mr. Dowell, what would you like to do?
What is the closest piece of furniture between me and Sarah?
Make a luck roll.
All right.
gonna be a coward.
It's a 90.
9-0.
Yeah. My luck is 60.
There's like a really like delicate kind of like wooden table that's like made of like super thin wood and would provide you with a bullet would tear through it easily and it is not useful as a weapon.
I would dive behind that.
Understood. Wonderful.
Damn.
Conrad, what would you like to do?
How far away am I from her?
She is not it's not a huge room. You can get to her certainly.
I run to her and I go and to grab the barrel of the gun, point it up, and tackle her.
Understood. Please make a fighting brawl roll. Sarah Quill, you have
Yes.
two options. You can either do a fighting brawl roll back to try to like basically hit him in response. A tie goes to him if you do that.
Okay.
Or you can try to dodge him, in which case a tie goes to you.
I mean, I'm choosing violence, so I have to fight back.
Perfect. Okay, so please roll a fighting brawl. Conrad, what did you roll?
I rolled 24 and my fighting brawl is 25.
So that's a regular success. Sarah Quill, what did you roll?
Yes.
82. I
82.
failed.
Sarah Quill, because of dread, would you like to push that roll?
Yes.
Sarah Quill, please push the roll.
God, 97. So
Oh.
97 is a critical fail. Okay. Conrad, she
Sorry.
grabs that gun and points it at you, and this book goes through her mind, and you push it up and tackle her, and as she spins, her head directly onto the stone plinth on the edge of one of these tables. Just so, Sarah Quill.
yes. It's awful.
Fighting brawl for that would be, I do that as about it. Okay.
We wanted to incapacitate her, not kill her.
Killing my wife.
It's not his own fault. It's not his fault. He was just trying to tackle her. She was fighting back so crazy that her wild
jerked away.
Oh.
You know,
8 hit points, Sarah Quill.
I think I might be. Oh no, I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
You, however, actually, because in this game we do deal with like the big hit. So basically, Sarah Quill, you do that. Would you actually make a I'm not exactly sure how we do this. Here's what I'm gonna do right now. Just make a Constitution roll.
Okay.
I think you're actually pretty constitutional.
Well, I'm now rolling very high.
Okay.
So, actually, I rolled my con is 80. I rolled a 74, so I succeeded.
You are not knocked unconscious by this amount of damage, but you are pretty.
Good for me, bad for y'all.
You're pretty grievously wounded here, but you're like, all right. At this point, that is everyone who's aware of stuff. Sarah Quill, though, he did tackle you. He's got you down. You also, though you are in the mood for violence at this point, you're going to be violent. I am no longer in direct control of you in terms of like it is no longer dictated that you are attacking someone right now. The gun has been knocked free from you. So are you going to continue trying to fight given what just happened, or will you relent a bit?
I will relent, but so is this violence motivated just by the book, or does it inspire something in my brain that's been wanting to come out? Like, if I'm going to say something, is it going to be personal?
I think that's up to you, Sarah Quill. I think that the book has prompted this. So if you see this, if you think that Sarah had anger and violence in her heart about things up to this point, then you can let that come out now. Otherwise...
Okay. So I will relent because I realize I'm overpowered and I still want to be violent. But Sarah will just say, "You all think I'm so ignorant and innocent, and you miscalculate my intelligence. You never listen to me. You never listen to me."
I peek up from behind the tiny table that I'm hiding from.
Can I attempt to hold her arms down?
You can go and help him. Go ahead and make a fighting brawl of your own as well.
Okay.
Sarah, you can make a fighting brawl as well as she's trying to pin. Siobhan is not good at fighting, by the way.
What?
Siobhan is insanely good at fighting brawl.
49. I fail.
Fail. Okay, Siobhan.
Especially you treat me like a child.
Siobhan, you rolled a
It's a success.
73. That's a success for you.
Success.
A fighting brawl is a 73 is a success for Siobhan, just so you guys know.
Just so y'all know.
So basically, Siobhan kind of comes over and just pins Sarah completely.
You treat me
I
like a
don't
child.
want to
I'm
hurt
not
you.
a
Normally,
child.
I don't want to hurt you. Normally, I'm a pacifist, but you need to be still.
Oh my god, no.
Everyone always tells me to calm down and behave. And all of you don't know me. You're not my parents. You can't tell me to calm down and be nice and be quiet. And oh, Sarah, you just need to shut up and go to your room. You can't tell me to do that.
Sarah, I'm all about the feminist rage, but you're misdirecting it right now. Things are a little bit hazy.
Everyone here is all I see. You're the only people I've seen in years. Don't you see that? And everyone, I thought escaping my own home would get me out of people telling me what to do and miscalculating me, and you all continue to do it.
Sometimes you just gotta let the bull out of the pen. Let it go. Let it go, Sarah.
I will try to strike at him,
Siobhan has you're not going anywhere.
You are,
but I will still.
I want to make sure that gun is just secured, though, and back away from her. So I'll get up and just grab that.
Yeah, the gun is secured. It still seems to have it has one more round in it, which you can remove pretty easily. Weird how they keep the. I mean, Sarah's, weird how they keep the gun so low here. That seemed like a bad idea. Siobhan, I need you to do something on Maisie's behalf in this. Actually, no, we'll do yours. Siobhan, would you please roll a luck roll for me?
Sure. Don't know which direction it needs to go in.
You want to roll high right now. You do not want this to be low.
70?
What's your luck?
56.
Good for you. You were rolling on behalf of Maisie's luck, and that means Polly wasn't standing behind the wall walking to join you guys at the moment that the gun went through. So, good job. But that's what Maisie was hoping for.
Why did Maisie want to hurt Polly?
Shh, you just feel that just imaginary hand. It's okay. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna play. It's okay. In any case, as Sarah Quill is pinned here, the rest of you looking on in absolute confusion, I think that's where we are going to end tonight's session.
Oh no!
Poor Mr.
Happy
Dowell.
New Year!
And Mr.
Happy
Dowell,
New Year, everyone.
although Mr. Dowell, if there was anything you it seemed like you were about to maybe say something to Mr. Bradford, and then he kind of left the room because he was getting too many questions.
No, the thing is, when a person talks to me at night, I wake up before I know what they're saying, and then they're gone. So there's really
That is what I thought it was. I'm glad I remembered that right. Yep. Okay, cool.
I thought so too, but I was double
yeah,
checking.
yeah.
No,
I still don't trust this footman.
What footman?
What? I'm completely trustworthy.
He's so trustworthy. Look at him.
Oh,
Not this one, the other
The
one.
other one.
Oh, well, thank you everyone so much for watching tonight's session. Do we that was great.
Wow.
Let's see. Zane, have you been keeping track of any
Oh, I've been keeping track all right.
cool.
So
We
wanted to
have a
give
request that the cast be introduced.
The cast be introduced, please.
Oh.
Introduce yourselves. Starting with do it like that theater exercise where you have to count with your eyes closed together as a group.
No.
No.
So you're like, if one of you starts talking, everyone has to start. You have to reintroduce yourselves. Yes, someone introduce yourself.
I'm Lauren. On the internet, I'm The Rose Explodes, and I play Sarah Quill. Someone else, go.
Fine, I'll call people
That's
out.
a popcorn. You got a
Dan.
popcorn?
Dan.
Yeah, I'm Dan. My name's Dan. I formerly played Judge Alistair McGregor. Rest
R.I.P.
Boy. Rest
Common,
in
I've
peace.
forgotten. Forward out for the homie.
I really thought Sarah, by the way, was going to take her shot at Rawlings because she knew him the least good. And
Yeah.
had she done that and you immediately died, I would have felt terrible and also laughed so hard.
It was
Well,
character
it's okay.
stuff.
I could have tanked. I probably could have tanked that hit.
Well, the gun you probably could not have.
Okay, well, never mind.
The guns are.
Pouring one out using some hand sanitizer.
Very good.
was toothpaste.
I am now playing S.A. Rawlings, occultist extraordinaire, and I'll popcorn it over to Zane.
Hey everyone, my name is Zane. I am playing Conrad Bourgeois, and I like to play this game. It's very fun. If y'all want to check out my socials, there's Zane's Words, where I make hip hop and just post random shit, and then I also have Zane's Trees, which is it's all about bonsai. So if y'all want to go on a journey with bonsai, just come with me.
Zane, I'm going to say something to you now, and I shouldn't be admitting this, but do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
Every time, like, you've liked a post with that account or whatever, really thought it was Zane Swords.
Me too, actually.
Like,
It can be
never,
whatever you want it to be.
never considered that it was Zane's Words, which
I just
does
know
line up
Zane's
much
Words.
better with Zane's Trees, which I thought that was Zane's. I never thought you were Zane's Trees.
That a lot of people think it's Zane Swords as well, and I like
Right.
that too.
But
I
Philip,
also
here's what I'll say.
thought it was Zane.
We know he's really into bonsai. So going off the Japanese culture, maybe he's also really into katanas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've had people ask me in the past which one it was, and I say choose your own adventure. So our Dreadmaster
There you go.
Doesn't-
Very appropriate.
is it
No. The real psych answer is, which one do you think it is?
Well, now I think it's
I'm gonna
words
do a
because I
Rorschach
heard.
test.
Jeremy, say hello.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. My socials, I'm JJ Sandler on Instagram. I do art. and I make a comic called Travelers of Talaria, which is on hiatus right now, but you can read all of it for free on Webtoon. I'll put a link to it in the chat at some point. But yeah, I popped in. I played Mr. Dowell. Philip texted me and was like, "Hey, do you want to play a butler?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I want to play a butler." And so
You're not a butler yet. Hold on, you're only a footman.
True. Yes, I'm a footman. So.
Oh boy. Yeah. And then Liv. Say hello,
All right.
Liv.
Hi. I'm Liv. I currently am playing Siobhan Walsh, who is an antiquarian and also a marrow, which is why many in the group audibly groaned when I said she was a pacifish.
People not in the group groaned at that. People who weren't even watching this felt it and groaned at it.
There's some disturbance in the force. As if a million things cried out and then we're silent.
And then I'm Olivia Yum on socials, and I model and dance and act and do shenanigans. Yep, when I'm not.
And me and Liv are in the Monday game, Well Beyond the Witchlight, 7:30 PST. Also, all of our player info can be found in our About section, so our socials are there.
Yeah, so check out. We have games on Fridays for Blood from a Stone. That's our horror game. Games on Mondays, the Wellness Beyond the Witchlight, wellness, and that is we're kind of. I think we're coming towards the conclusion of that insane ride through the Feywild, and then on Sundays, I went out of order. We have a game called Here Be Dragons, where the players are dragons, and that one's also pretty wild.
You need to introduce yourself.
My name's Philip, and I'm the Dread Master of this game, the Dragon Master of Here Be Dragons, and the Wellness Master of Wellness Beyond the Witchlight, who's sensing a pattern. And I guess you can follow me / this channel at Long Lost Lore on Twitter, at Long Lost Lore RPG on Instagram, and at Long Lost Lore on TikTok. I have not been the one doing any of those. I don't do most of the Instagram, but I've never done any of the TikTok because, quite frankly, I'm too old. So wait, but Zane, did we have some people to?
We did. We actually had a lot of followers this evening.
Thank you so much.
We had I think there were about 10 followers this evening, and we had a ZM345 gifted a 1-month tier 1 sub to Mexican Fat Man, who was chiming in the chat and was very interested, said that they played the first edition back in the day and looking to play
first
some more.
Edition is not a joke.
Yeah. So hey, we've got some legends in the chat today. Also, big shout out to Salty Leia Solo.
It's anonymous.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That
It was-
didn't happen.
It was an anonymous.
Someone
Strike it from the
person.
record.
gave 10 sub gifts. 10.
That's-
sub gifts this evening.
Thank you, anonymous person,
10.
who we don't know who it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what's happening.
Thank you,
Wow.
mysterious benefactor.
That's
Yeah.
yes. Thank goodness. Great. Oh my God. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Little
very
Bruce
kind.
Wayne moment up there.
It
Oh,
was
my
wild.
Lord.
We also did have Kim's Craft, who resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1.
Amazing.
And they've been subscribing for 2 months. Very exciting. A lot of new followers tonight. Thanks, y'all.
There's
That's-
a few people in the chat from my TikTok. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone
Thanks
who
for
comes
the
from
people
TikTok.
that did doggies.
I understand TikTok and appreciate your presence on it. And I really get about how on TikTok you use sounds and
This you do.
there's trends on it and
Yes.
and it isn't too fast paced for me and it's not
Yeah.
over and I don't find it overwhelming.
I can
Yeah,
see
not at
the
all.
gray hairs growing in as we speak. Like,
No, I'm saying I'm a hello fellow kids. I also like TikTok. Have you heard of Olivia Rodriguez?
Yes.
looks at smudged writing on
I'm
hand.
up
Olivia Rodriguez.
The language
Driver's
hipster.
license.
Oh,
I think that you should actually create the Long Lost Lore TikTok dance, Philip, and then
Yes.
we could be relevant.
dance. Man, the Long Lost Lore TikTok dance would involve How do you dance betrayal and sadism?
You make yourself bleed out of your own eyes. To
Yeah.
dance
It
somehow.
would be, I know what it would be. It would be
Okay.
something in a 1313 time.
Oh,
Okay, now
God.
hold on a second. I have composed one song that I did. I have composed one
That's
song
that's
in
the
a
song.
13 meter. So okay, fair enough.
Oh, wait, before I forget, those
don't
of
know if it
y'all
was
still hanging
13.8 or
out,
13.4.
so the book that Sarah Quill got a hold of,
yeah.
if you didn't see it in the chat, it is available on our Discord. It's an actual novella that Philip, our Dreadmaster, wrote. It's very good. It's very, yes, it is what Mr. Rawlings described. Very disturbing. It's very good stuff.
Also saw that Salty Leia Solo says Long Lost Lord TikTok dance as a sub goal. So if we get a certain amount of subs, then Philip, you have to do a dance in.
We have
13.
to
Oh
create
my
a dance
God.
in a 13. I don't remember if the song I did was 13.8 or 13.4.
No, it should be 1313.
13.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
understand
13th
what
note
you're
thing.
saying, but that wouldn't work.
That's literally impossible.
I mean, there's not really
Shows everything else here.
there's not a 13th note.
Yeah.
And if there was a 13th note,
It would
What
be
if
a
the
pain in
13th
nipples
note-
everywhere.
We're just silence.
the song I like that. The song that's currently playing is, I believe, in 7/4. That none of you players can hear this.
We hear nothing.
No, we don't hear it.
You're not
How's
thinking
the
of
music,
course.
everybody?
Death and gloom.
The music I'm playing over, this is a song that I wrote that's in 7. I don't remember it's 7/4 or 7/8. Anyway, this isn't a 7 meter. I know I was working on a 13 meter.
They're the same thing.
Yes, they are. Anyway, okay, fair enough. Sub goal. What should our sub goal be? What's our current? I don't even
If
know
you
what
write a song, I can pole dance
Long Lost
to
Lord
it.
choke collars.
You
we'll
could
have the-
pole
we'll have
dance
the
to a
sub-goal
song.
pole dance.
I'm writing a song that you have to pole dance to at 13/8. That's gonna be. I don't even understand the directions you'll have to spin to do that.
I mean,
Sub-goal
I
pole.
try.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, well, fair enough. So yeah, well, okay, a sub goal. We'll either, if we can't figure that out immediately, we should, I'll figure that out soon. Should it be a round number?
100.
Yeah. Wait, how
100?
many do we? I don't know how to find how many we have. Anyone?
I know how to find it. I'll find it. Yeah, let's say it's. I know we don't have 100. We'll say at 100 there will be a TikTok dance in a 13/8 time signature, which you guys are excited about the dance part and great, cool TikTok dance, whatever. I'm excited about a 13/8 time signature.
I'm excited about both of them.
That sounds fun.
I'll just be
Sounds like-
crying in the background.
What would the pulse on that even be? See, really, what that's going to be is that's going to be alternating measures of 6/8 and 7/8. Is how I'm
This is
probably
Yeah.
going to do
too
that.
much
Probably.
information and too many numbers for me.
Too
Oh.
many numbers.
Or it could be, or shit, it could be 12/8, which is like, oh yeah, 12/8's great, because that's like where that's like the pulses of it, but each one's a triplet. But then there's an extra one to fuck everybody up. Oh shit. Wait, what's the time signature of, something by, what's the time signature of Terminator theme?
Thank you so much, everyone, for sticking around during all of
Whose
this.
idea? This
While
is
we
Salty
just talk
Leia's
our
idea?
Nonsense.
Oh my
The part
god.
where we all descend into madness at
This
that.
is
Philip.
the after
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
It would literally be
If somebody's tuning in right now to this, to be like, what is
They're gonna be
happening?
so confused.
Yeah.
It all just
It'll
like,
be-
ba, 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 ba.
It's gonna sound like a I mean, there's different ways to pulse it out, but I think it's gonna sound like a stuttering blues song.
We talking about different ways to pulse it out here?
Yes.
Dan,
That's-
phrasing.
That's what I'm
All
talking
right.
about. That is what I'm
Intentional.
talking about.
Anyway,
I'm
Happy
officially
New
done with it.
Year!
Okay, cool.
Happy New Year, everyone!
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, we gotta end this.
Alex
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, if we make it to
What he said.
100 subs, you will get that song, and
Yeah.
Yes.
and the dance part that you care about more. Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Hey, everyone out there, have a really good, happy, and I'll say it because I've established I'm an old man, safe New Year tonight. You know, in terms of COVID and drinking and everything else. Just be safe and happy and all of these things.
Plan accordingly. If you are anywhere drinking and need to go home, Ubers will be crazy expensive, but that's
Wear
not
masks.
an excuse to drive drunk.
It would be a real
Please.
expensive Uber from my kitchen to my bedroom.
Your bad room?
I was
Your
gonna say,
bad room.
Oh yeah, it is
It
his.
came out as bad
It is
room,
his
Darren.
bad room.
Oh.
At 500 subscribers, we get a video of Dan's bad room.
Oh. Well,
Oh,
20,
boy.
with that 2021, see you on the flip side. And for the last time of this year, have a dreadful night.
Whoa.
Hi, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.